Hello everyone, and welcome to this ultimate 20-minute masterclass preparation for the Grade 12 Language and Literature Written Expression Examination. I am Mark Anthony, and today we are going to dive deeper than ever before into the art of the argumentative essay. This session is designed for the serious student who wants to move beyond a basic pass and achieve excellence. Over the next 20 minutes, we will dismantle the official national marking rubric, master the peeled paragraph technique, and conduct a painstaking line-by-line analysis of high-scoring model essays. We will see exactly what the examiners are looking for and how you can deliver it under exam conditions. Today's lesson is centered on a recurring and vital examination topic. Infrastructure investments can boost Papua New Guinea's economy. Regardless of whether you personally agree or disagree with this statement, the logical and structural skills we master today will serve as your foundation for any topic you face in the examination hall. We are going to start with the core definition of an argumentative essay, navigate through the critical planning and keyword analysis phases, and wrap up with a comprehensive review of the common mistakes that prevent students from reaching the top tier of marks. Let's start by looking at our target. What exactly is an argumentative essay, and why is it so different from other writing styles? An argumentative essay is a highly structured piece of persuasive writing. Unlike a narrative where you might tell a compelling story or a descriptive essay where you illustrate a scene, an argumentative essay is a battle of logic. You are essentially a lawyer standing before a judge, the examiner. Your primary objective is to persuade that judge that your specific position on an issue is the most valid one. Crucially, this requires you to take one and only one clear position. You must either agree with the prompt or disagree. There is no such thing as a middle ground in this exam. Sitting on the fence is the fastest way to lose marks. Every sentence you write must be a deliberate step toward proving your chosen side. Before your pen even touches the paper, you must dissect the question. In your examination, you will be handed a topic and a resource booklet filled with data. Let's look at today's topic keywords: infrastructure, investment, and economy. In the context of Papua New Guinea, these are not just academic terms. They are the gears that drive our nation's progress. Infrastructure encompasses the vital systems that support our people, not just roads and bridges, but our schools, hospitals, electricity grids, water supplies, and telecommunications networks. When we speak of investment, we are discussing the strategic spending of capital today to secure economic and social returns for future generations. And the economy is the sum total of how we as a nation produce goods, create jobs, and improve our collective standard of living. To achieve the highest marks, you must demonstrate a profound understanding of the PNG context. The examiners are not looking for generalities. They want to see that you can apply these concepts to our home. Don't just mention roads. Talk about the Highlands Highway and its role in trade. Don't just say ports. Refer to the wharf developments in Lae or Port Moresby. Mention the expansion of mobile telecommunications and how it empowers our rural farmers to check market prices. These specific, localized examples, many of which will be in your resource booklet, are the hallmarks of an elite-level essay. You must connect infrastructure directly to the economic heartbeat of our people: earning, spending, and producing. Now, let's talk about the most important part of the exam, the marks. The national examination awards a total of 15 marks for your argumentative essay. A very common and costly mistake is to believe that writing more pages automatically leads to more marks. This is simply not true. The examiners use a very specific 6-point criteria rubric. If you do not hit these specific targets, you could write 10 pages and still receive a failing grade. We are now going to look at the official rubric provided in your teaching materials and break down exactly where those 15 marks are hidden. Understanding this rubric is like having the examiner's answer key before you start. The first 3 marks are awarded for your introduction. To earn all 3, you must introduce the topic clearly and provide a definitive, unambiguous thesis statement. The next 3 marks are for your 3 main body paragraphs. The criteria here are relevance and development. Your points must be directly related to your thesis and supported by well-developed details. That is 6 marks, nearly half of the total, just for maintaining a clear focus and following the basic structure. Many students lose these points by drifting into both sides of the argument or failing to use the specific evidence provided in their resource booklets. Now, pay close attention to organization. This single criterion is worth 4 marks over a quarter of your entire score. This covers the logical progression of your ideas, a clear and consistent structure, and the effective use of transition words to guide the reader. If your essay jumps between ideas without a smooth flow, you will be penalized heavily here. Next, we have 2 marks for works cited, which measures how well you integrate the facts from your resource booklet into your own sentences. Finally, there are 2 marks for mechanics, your spelling, grammar, and paragraphing. The final 1 mark is for your conclusion, which must summarize your argument without repeating your intro word for word. Before you write a single word of your essay, you must engage in a rigorous planning phase. In a high-pressure exam, the temptation is to start writing immediately. Resist that urge. I recommend spending at least 10 to 12 minutes of your exam time purely on planning. A well-constructed plan is a roadmap that prevents you from getting lost, repeating yourself, or worst of all, running out of ideas halfway through. Start by firmly choosing your position. Once you decide to agree or disagree, commit to it fully. Then identify your 3 strongest supporting arguments. Look through your resource booklet and select 2 pieces of hard evidence for each of those 3 arguments. By the time you start writing, you should already know exactly how your essay will end. Your exam plan should look something like this: a 1-sentence thesis statement, 3 bullet points representing your body paragraphs, each with a brief note on the specific evidence or data you will cite, and a concluding thought that reinforces your position. This mental and physical preparation prevents the most common exam disaster, changing your mind in the second paragraph. Remember, the examiner isn't grading your personal beliefs. They are grading your ability to defend a side using logic and evidence. Once you have your plan, your organization and flow marks are already halfway secured. Let's master the architecture of the perfect introduction. Think of it as a funnel. You begin with a broad context to ground the reader, then narrow down to your specific position, and finally provide a roadmap for the rest of the essay. Part 1. Introduce the general topic and its importance to Papua New Guinea. Part 2. State your thesis statement clearly. This is the heart of your essay. Do not be vague. Use strong language like "I strongly agree" or "I disagree." Part 3. Briefly mention the 3 main arguments you will explore. This tells the examiner exactly what to expect in the next 3 paragraphs and in what order. Consider this example of a top-tier introduction. Infrastructure development has become one of the most critical priorities for developing countries such as Papua New Guinea. I strongly agree that infrastructure investments can boost our economy because it creates jobs, improves transportation for our farmers, and enhances the overall quality of life for our citizens. This introduction is perfect. It frames the issue, takes a definitive stand, and outlines the three body paragraphs perfectly. First employment, then trade, then quality of life. An introduction like this secures those first 3 marks instantly. To secure those 4 marks for organization and the marks for body paragraph development, you must use the PEEL method for every single body paragraph. PEEL is an acronym for Point, Explain, Evidence, and Link. It is the gold standard for academic writing. Each paragraph must start with a clear point sentence. Then you explain why that point is logically true. Next, you provide evidence. This is the works cited part of your rubric using facts and examples from your booklet. Finally, you link the paragraph back to your thesis. This link is crucial because it reminds the examiner why the paragraph they just read matters to your overall argument. Let's look at a detailed example. Analyze how this structure works. The point is a clear claim. Infrastructure creates employment. The explanation adds depth, showing that construction requires both engineers and laborers. The evidence makes it real. We use facts about PNG road projects, and the link brings us back to the economy. If you repeat this process for your second and third arguments, whether they are about trade, education, or healthcare, your essay will have a professional, rhythmic, and logical flow that is impossible to ignore. Every sentence has a job to do. Let's now turn our attention to the model essays in your notes. We will start with Appendix A, which argues for the statement. The introduction is exemplary because it acknowledges the unique challenges of PNG's geography, our mountains and islands, before taking its stand. In the first body paragraph, the writer focuses on employment stimulation. Notice how they don't just say jobs. They talk about the range of skills needed: engineers, builders, and operators. They even mention how businesses supplying food and fuel benefit. This is what we call the multiplier effect, and mentioning it shows a level of economic sophistication that examiners love to see. The second body paragraph of the 4 essay is equally powerful. It addresses trade and transportation. It paints a vivid picture of rural farmers struggling to get coffee and cocoa to market before they spoil due to poor roads. By connecting infrastructure directly to the survival of our agricultural sector, the writer makes a very persuasive case. The evidence from the resource booklet is woven in naturally to show that transportation is not just a convenience, but a driver of national wealth. This is a perfect example of using local context to strengthen a logical point. The third and final body paragraph for the agree side deals with the quality of life. It connects the hard infrastructure of electricity and internet to the soft infrastructure of education and health. The argument is that you cannot have a productive workforce without a healthy and educated population. This connects social well-being directly back to economic growth. The writer concludes this section by reminding the reader that these investments are the foundation of sustainable development. It is a well-rounded, 3-pronged argument that covers every base required by the rubric. But what if the topic doesn't convince you? Disagreeing is a perfectly valid and sometimes even stronger choice in an academic setting. If you choose to argue against the statement, your focus shifts to the risks and the hidden costs of infrastructure. You might argue that the massive debt taken on by developing nations like PNG to fund these projects actually threatens our long-term economic stability. You could talk about the environmental damage and the displacement of local communities. Or you could focus on the most common PNG challenge, the maintenance crisis. Let's see how the Against model essay handles these complex ideas. In the Against model essay, the second paragraph is a masterclass in critical thinking. It addresses the financial burden. It explains that borrowing billions of kina for large-scale developments places a massive debt on future generations. If these projects don't generate immediate revenue, the government is forced to cut spending on essential services like healthcare and education just to pay the interest on those loans. This is a sophisticated high-level argument. It uses the evidence from the teaching materials regarding financing risks to build a case that infrastructure might actually slow down our economy if not managed responsibly. The third paragraph of the Disagree essay is arguably its strongest because it uses our local PNG reality. It focuses on the lack of maintenance. It points out that our heavy rainfall and rugged terrain damage new roads almost as fast as they are built. If there isn't a permanent budget for maintenance, the initial investment is completely wasted within a few years. The writer uses this to prove that infrastructure alone isn't a magic solution. It requires a robust system of governance and care to be truly beneficial. This shows the examiner that you aren't just repeating a textbook. You are looking at the world as it really is. To secure that 4-mark organization score, you must master transition words. These are the verbal signs that tell the examiner exactly where you are and what you are doing. Use firstly, secondly, and thirdly to introduce your main points. Use furthermore, moreover, and in addition to build on an idea. Use however or on the other hand if you need to introduce a counterpoint, but only if you are going to immediately prove it wrong. And always use therefore, consequently, or in conclusion to signal your final thoughts. These words are the glue that holds your logic together. Without them, your essay is just a collection of unrelated sentences. Here is a master list of transition words you should memorize and practice. Don't fall into the trap of using and but every time. Elevate your vocabulary. A well-placed nevertheless or in light of this can transform a simple sentence into a sophisticated academic argument. Remember, the organization mark isn't just about the order of your paragraphs. It is about how clearly you guide the reader through the journey of your thoughts. Practice using at least 2 different transition words in every single paragraph of your next practice essay. As we reach the final stages of our masterclass, let's review the critical errors that cost students points every year. The number 1 mistake, the missing thesis statement. If the examiner is halfway through your second paragraph and still doesn't know which side you are on, you have already failed the criteria. The second biggest mistake is flipping. Never switch sides. Even if you think of a brilliant point for the other side, keep it to yourself. Your job is to be a relentless defender of your chosen position. Also, avoid writing very short paragraphs. A 2-sentence paragraph suggests you haven't developed your idea or used your evidence properly. Use the Peel method to ensure every paragraph has substance. Always leave 5 minutes at the end for a final review. Check your spelling and grammar. Those 2 marks for mechanics are often the difference between a pass and a top-tier grade. Read your essay slowly and look for missing transition words. Ensure you have addressed every keyword in the prompt. Most importantly, check that you have integrated at least one piece of evidence into every body paragraph. The examiner gives you that resource booklet for a reason. Show them that you can use it to build your fortress of logic. A high-scoring essay is not just about having good ideas, it is about proving those ideas using the tools you were given. To recap our formula, a funnel introduction, 3 peel body paragraphs, and a summarizing conclusion. Great essays aren't an accident. They are the result of careful planning and clear logic. Spend your 12 minutes planning, dive into your resource booklet, and write with the confidence of someone who knows exactly how the marks are awarded. I am confident that if you apply these techniques, you will achieve excellent marks in your language and literature exam. Thank you for joining me for this masterclass. Together, we are building a brighter future for PNG through education. If you found this 20-minute deep dive helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to Hope English Tutorials. You can download the complete Masterclass Success Guide and the model essays we analyzed today using the link in the description below. Keep studying, keep practicing your writing, and never lose sight of your goals. Together, we are leaving no child uneducated and hopeless. Good luck with your exam preparation, and I look forward to seeing you in our next lesson. Study hard, and I will see you next time.